So this has an exact measurement. It has a starting and stopping point. So that's why you can add two segments together, because it has an exact measurement. You could not do this with a line. Lines go on forever. That's not possible to measure a line. They go on forever in both directions. It's not possible to measure a ray. It goes on forever in one direction. So there's no way to get an exact measurement from it like a segment. So today we're going to be learning about how to use that segment addition postulate. Might be breaking some pencils today to show you guys exactly what it is. You know, because why not? Just why not?
Is this another one of your art things?
Art project, sure. Geometry is one big art project for me, just so you're aware. All right. So using the segment addition postulate, when 3 points are collinear, remind me what collinear is. Logan, what is collinear?
It's when two lines are the same.
Not two lines, but
Two segments?
points.
Oh, points.
How many points make something collinear? At least how many points? 3, because 2 points make a line, so it has to have at least 3 points. So 3 points on the same line. So if you have 3 points that are collinear, you can say that 1 point is between the other 2 points. Carmichael, when you hear the word between, what do you think?
I think it's a point in the middle.
You think in the middle. Does it have to be the exact middle? No. Technically, Ian is between Devin and Cameron. That's not the same length, is it? No, but he's between the two of them. So between just means it has to be somewhere in the middle, like Carmichael said, doesn't have to be an exact on both sides, between the 2 points, all right? So point B is between A and C. Point E is not between points D and F because it is not collinear. E is not on the same line. It has to be on the same line. Sorry, guys. There was I got really excited when I said something, so I spit on my screen, so I had to wipe it off. Hey, at least my eye isn't dying today. Did you not see that on Friday? It got worse and worse throughout the day.
I wasn't really pleased.
Well, that's good, because it was real bad. It was real ugly.
I think you would remove that.
Lindsay doesn't listen to me, is what I just got from that. All right. So segment addition postulate. So B is between A and C. Then that means if you add the segments AB and BC together, you get the total length of AC. So if AB plus BC equals AC, then B is between them. So for example, if I decided that this was 2 and this was 1, I could say 2 plus 1 equals the whole length of AC, which is 3. So that's what that's saying. Questions? Lindsay, are you confused? Because this is the face you just made. Are you confused? It's not fine. Nothing is ever fine when a student of mine is confused. Here we go to breaking pencils.
Oh, no. Oh. Yes.
Okay. AB, BC. B is the broken part.
Okay.
If you put them together, they make AC. So
it just makes
AC
AB again. It doesn't make it.
No, AB, BC. Push together is AC. AB plus BC is AC. So separate pieces, one pencil together is AC. Do you guys see that? Like my broken pencil. It's okay. I bought that with my own money, so it's allowed. All right. Next page then. Find the indicated values. Find the indicated values. Okay, I will get this one day. I'm going to stare. What does your name start with again?
G.
Greg. I know Greg. Okay, got it. Greg. What is XZ?
XZ.
Yes.
Y, right?
How much is it? X to Z is how much? If X to Y is 14 and Y to Z is 27.
That would be 41.
41, right? Because XY plus YZ gives you XZ. So that means that we do XZ equals 14 plus 27, which means that XZ is 41. You add your two broken pieces of pencil together. Just imagine me breaking a pencil and what that means. And you add them together. Oh no, Harmony! It's asking us to find this little nugget here. CD. It's a nugget. That is like this here. So it tells you the whole length is 25. You know, this pencil's 19. But what is this pencil? How could I figure that out? You would subtract. Very good. So we know that if we were to do this, BC plus CD equals BD, right? The whole length. But wait, we know that BC is 19 and CD is something. And we know that the whole length is 25, correct? So as Harmony said, we're just going to subtract what from what?
25.
Other way around, but yes. I knew what you meant. So CD is equal to 6. Look at that. What are you confused about so far? You sure?
This is
sure?
This is easier than you. I'm just gonna wait.
I feel like geometry is one big roller coaster ride. One day you're going to be like, yes, this is the easiest thing ever. And the next day you're going to be like, what the heck did you just teach me? So, it's one big roller coaster ride. It's not like algebra. What?
Have you used compass at all?
Not in this, no.
Like in like the phone her packet?
No. Construction days are like separate days. You will be getting a portfolio probably tomorrow to start working on. That will be due like the day before the test or something. All right. We know that ln is the whole length. And if we were to find lm and mn together, it would get us ln. So this time, you know the whole length is 4. You know this one's 2.6, and you have to find the other one. So Austin, what are we going to have to do again? It's another subtraction. So this is 4. We don't know lm. We know mn is 2.6. So I subtract 2.6 on both sides. Is that 1.4? Oh wait, there's units. Should we use units if units are given? You guys do think the answer is no. You're right. But the answer is yes when there's units given. You put them on there. I do believe that you guys see units and they just disappear. Are you doing okay so far?
I'm just writing everything you're saying.
Do you not understand then?
I don't really.
Okay, so let's go back through and just kind of talk through it a little bit here. So what we're saying here is that, Rob, I know, I'm sorry about them, but let's look up here. So we're saying that these two pieces put together make up the total length of the segment. So to do that, that would mean we just have to add them together. Does that make sense? So that one's the easiest version. Next easy version, still not too hard, but still a little bit more difficult, right? We're saying these two added together should be 25. So if this is 19, what does CD have to be to get to 25? Well, 6, right? Because 19 plus 6 is... So we just subtracted them. Okay, same thing here. We know the whole length is 4. We don't know what LM is, but we know this is 2.6. So what plus 2.6 will get us to 4? 1.4. So you can just subtract those two. Good. And if you ever need me to go back and say it, just tell me. It doesn't bother me, okay? Are we all good now? Are we all good now? Oh, no. Now it's just words here.
Oh my, this is basically a word problem. But
Find x and st if t is between s and u. So we have a line segment. We have a beautiful line segment. And we have points T, S, and U. In what order should you write those on your line segment? In what order should you write those on your line segment, Helena?
STU.
Why did you put T in the middle?
Because it said T is between S and U.
So if T is between S and you put T over here and S and U here, is it in the middle of them? No, this is like Casey is U, Olivia is T, and Helena is S, right? Well, I'm saying Olivia is between them. If Olivia was sitting where Helena is and Helena was where Olivia was, she wouldn't be between anymore, would she? So you have to look for those key words to realize that between means that T needs to be in the middle of those two things, right? Everybody got that part so far? Questions so far on that line segment label before we move on to the next sentence there?
Oh no.
It says ST is 7x, so I'm going to label this as 7x. And the whole entire length is 45. And then TU is 5x minus 3. Going back to algebra here. Yes. When things were a little bit easier.
Mr. Lieber
Oh, Mr. Lieber.
Wait, Miss Brady just has like a wording teacher's word.
I do not, actually.
No, last year you yelled at me because I made a joke about it.
That's because you were very frustrating. Desiree! So, Desiree, how could I set this up to find out what x is? What do we know? These two aren't equal to each other. We don't know they're equivalent. It doesn't say ST and TU are equivalent. What do we know about ST and TU, though? What are they equal to? They're equal to 45. So what can you do with these two things? Yeah, we know if we add those two pieces together. Are you okay? It equals 45. Rob, does that make sense?
Sure.
That means no when you say sure. Okay.
Well, you like both writing and then also.
I know. I just spit out names sometimes. Sorry. So this is ST. This is TU. And together they are SU, which is 45. So if you do this plus this, it equals 45. Does that make sense? Got it. Okay, so you just use your algebra. 7x plus 5x is 12x. Add 3. So I get 12x equals 48. So x equals 4. So we found one of the pieces. It says find x. We found x. We did that. Harmony, what do I still have to find? How do I find ST? So it says ST is 7x. What can we do? So ST is 7x. What do we know about x? So what can we do for x? So multiply it by 4. So we do 7 times 4, which is 28. So we found both the things it was asking for. Notice I went back and I put checks next to everything I had to find. Did I find everything it asked for? Find x. We got that. Find ST. We got that. Does it ask us to find anything else? Lindsay, read the words. Does it ask us to find anything else? No. Okay. All right, what questions do you have there before we move on? Rob, are you sure you're doing okay? Because I know I confused you on the first slide, so.
Sort of not.
So how can I help to not confuse you, I guess?
Just let me work with you tomorrow.
Perfectly fine. Is it okay that I keep calling on you?
Sure.
It doesn't bother you, you sure?
No, I'm perfectly fine with my English.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure, because some kids will shut down if I call them too much. Lindsay won't. She'll just make fun of me more.
If you call me no, I'll cry.
No, you will not. Point M is the midpoint. Guys, what does midpoint mean? What is the middle? It is the exact middle. which means that the two sides between them are the same. So going back to Casey,
Yeah.
can you move your desk over towards Olivia's? All the way. Touch desk. All right. Olivia is the midpoint of Helena and Casey. She is exactly between. The distance between Olivia and Helena is the same as from Olivia to Casey. I'm just calling you Carly again. Life is rough. All right. I know, Lindsay. So if it is the midpoint, that means that they are the same length. So it says find the length of AB if you know that. Well, do we know this length at all? To be able to add those together and set it equal to something? Do we know that yet? No, but we do know that these lines denote that they are the same. So these lines mean here that means they are the same. What do you know when two things are the same in math? Rob, do you have a question or are you going to tell me?
I'm just like stretching.
Okay. What are two things being the same in math, Katie? We know that these two have to equal each other, so we can make a beautiful equation where these two expressions equal each other to find x. So we have 3x minus 4 is equal to 2x plus 1. So I subtract 2x. Add 4, and I get x equals 5. But wait, Emma, that's not what it asked for, is it? Didn't ask for x. What do I still need to do to find the length of AB? We can plug in x. So x is 5, so we can do 3 times 5 minus 4, and 2 times 5 plus 1. So that's 15 minus 4, which equals 11, and 10 plus 1, which equals 11. So, Iku, if those are both 11, what is my length of AB? 22. 11 plus 11 is 22. Okay, look at that one. That one's a little bit more challenging. You had to use a new vocabulary word with midpoint and understand that midpoint means exactly in the middle, which means those two pieces are the same. The same means equal, so we set two things equal to each other. These words are going to be so important in geometry. You are going to need to know your vocabulary. You're going to need to know what words mean so you know when to set things equal to each other, or set things equal to 90 or 180 if they're supplementary or complementary, which you guys will learn about. These words are important. All right? Does everybody understand that? Are we good? What? Did you say I need to chill?
No.
I thought that's what you just said. All right. What is a segment bisector? A segment bisector is a point, ray, line segment, or plane that intersects the segment at its midpoint. A midpoint or a segment bisector bisects a segment, meaning that it cuts it into two congruent pieces. So cuts it into two congruent pieces. The bisector is like the knife that is cutting the piece. So this green line here is the knife that's cutting the piece. So CD is a segment bisector of AB. So the piece that's cutting it is the knife. The other piece could be a pencil that Mrs. Brady breaks in half, or a piece of wood that you might be sawing in Wood's class. You know, stuff like that. And so, because it is a segment bisector, AM and MB are congruent. Notice the difference here. When you use congruence, the line segment needs to be above the letters. So in congruence, the line segment needs to be above. If it's equivalent using an equal sign, do not put the line segment above. Confusing things here. Way too many things to remember. And I am sorry for that. All right, so we need to identify the segment bisector of PQ. Which ray in this case is bisecting? Which ray is bisecting? Gabe? MN, and it's a ray, bisects segment PQ. Kylie, how can I find the total length of PQ? What do I know about MQ?
That it's that.
Yes, it is. It's the same because it's bisected. So if you do 1 7/8 plus 1 7/8, you get PQ. So PQ is equal to 1 7/8 plus 1 7/8. So 7, so that's 2, and then 7 plus 7 is 14/8. Sorry, this is me trying to do the math real quick. So divide that by 2, and that's 7/6. So it goes in there once with 1 remaining, right? 7 goes into, or 6 goes into 7 once, correct? With 1 more remaining, so that's 3 1/6. Oh, why did I decide it was 6? That's a lie, people. Why didn't somebody tell me that 7/6 was a terrible decision? Because I divided top and bottom by 2, so 14 divided by 2 is 7, 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 4 goes in there once with 3 remaining, so that's 3 3/4. Use your calculator for that. Literally type in 1 ABC 7 ABC 8 plus 1 ABC 7 ABC 8, or use your beautiful square over square button, right? You do not need to know that. Okay, what is bisecting the line PQ, the line segment PQ? Daniel? And 2, what is bisecting PQ? Just M, just the point. So point M bisects PQ. So all you would have to do to find PQ is add those together. So you'd have 2 2/7 plus 2 2/7. So you guys can just add those up yourselves, and you would get PQ is 4 4/7. All right, do we have another page? All right, let's get to do one example, and then I have to get notes, and then I have to get the homework out to you guys. Yes, sorry. I'm just flying through this because I went over so many examples in homework. And we have announcements at the beginning of the hour, which doesn't help anything. Okay, so identify the segment bisector of PQ. So line L bisects PQ. Those 2 lines mean that they are, what do these lines mean? They are equal. So we can set those 2 pieces equal. So we get 5x minus 3 equals 11 minus 2x. So that's 7x minus 3 equals 11. So 7x equals 14. So x equals 2. I just solved that. So to find MQ, all I have to do is plug into MQ. So 11 minus 4 equals 7. So MQ is 7. All right.